Welcome. My name is Richard Hosnett, and my goal is to help you live more of a wisdom-inspired life. In this in-depth wisdom series, I'm sharing with you bits of wisdom from Paramahansa Yogananda, a God-realized enlightened avatar, founder of the Self-Realization Fellowship, and my beloved guru. Now, I not only share bits of wisdom, but I also then go into how you can start living these bits of wisdom with very specific recommendations for your consideration. Okay, so let's get into today's wisdom. This next piece of wisdom from Paramahansa Yogananda is a very big picture piece of wisdom, as you will see. And some of the supporting detail that I'm going to share with you may be rather startling to you. I know as I put it together, it was a learning experience for me. So let's dive into the quote. The more deeply we perceive, the more striking becomes the evidence that a uniform plan links every form in manifold nature, or every form in our universe. Okay? The more deeply we perceive, the more striking becomes the evidence that a uniform plan links every form in the manifold nature. Now, you can, if you're a quantum physics student or curious about it, one of the biggest topics in quantum physics over the last few years has been what's called quantum entanglement. And you may want to go look at that. That's the interconnectedness of everything instantaneously sort of thing. I don't do it justice by giving that shorthand, but it's difficult to shorthand much better than that. So what is the evidence of a uniform plan that links every form in nature, in our universe? Well, there actually is a wealth of evidence. I'm just going to share some of this with you. Look at ecosystems. They're made up of a complex web of organisms, including plants, animals, microorganisms, and their physical environment. They're all connected. These components rely on each other for resources, energy, and interactions. Okay? Changes in one part of the ecosystem can have ripple effects throughout the entire system. And the same principle here is going to be true across a lot of things. Here's one that kind of didn't jump to the top of the list when I was researching this. The next one is nutrient cycles. The Earth's ecosystems also demonstrate an interconnectedness through nutrient cycles. Nutrients such as carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus are constantly cycling through the biosphere. They're not isolated in any way, shape, or manner. Here's one that you're probably familiar with to one degree or another, and that is the climate system. Changes in one part of the world can have far-reaching effects on climate patterns globally. Some of the most spectacular examples of this are some of the major volcanic eruptions that have happened throughout history, throwing ash high into the atmosphere, and when it comes over cities, dropping the temperature dramatically because of the shade that it does, causing major changes thousands of miles away. That's a sort of a dramatic example. But for instance, the release of greenhouse gases from human activities such as burning fossil fuels contributes to global warming, not just where they're burned, but everywhere, affecting weather patterns, sea levels, and ecosystems worldwide. Here's one that just kind of jumped out at me. I was somewhat familiar with this about the interconnectedness of everything. Here's some thoughts on the genetic interconnectedness. DNA analysis has revealed that all living organisms on Earth share a common genetic code. You got that? Emphasizing our interconnectedness at a fundamental level. All living organisms on Earth share a common genetic code. Okay? And there's also significant evidence about our DNA with other sharing portions of our DNA with other animals and indicating a deep biological connection with the rest of the natural world. Okay? And lastly is human interactions. Events in one part of the world can have an immediate consequences on economics, politics, social dynamics in distant regions. Just think of the Russian invasion of Ukraine and how that has triggered political, social, economic action worldwide. Global challenges such as climate change, disease outbreaks, and economic crises highlight the intricate interdependence between nations and communities. And gradually, as we evolve and along this journey, you will find that we will increasingly recognize that planet Earth is our home, our meaning everyone on the planet. This is our home. And the interconnectedness of everything suggests that we should act globally to make sure that we're taking care of that home. So this is a pretty, as you see, a quote that has many ramifications with it. So closing, just to take a look at that quote again, the more deeply we perceive, the more striking becomes the evidence that a uniform plan links every form in manifold nature. Read that, our universe. As always, I deeply appreciate you listening to this episode, and I look forward to reconnecting with you soon.